Ladies and gentlemen, welcome, welcome, welcome. Happy Saturday. How's everyone doing today? Sound off in the chat. What's going on, guys? Bitcoin doing the same exact thing that it was doing yesterday. What do you know? Hey, what's going on, guys? What's going on, drummer Giovanni? Just have fun. Billy, how's everyone doing today? My skin is a little bit dirty on my hands. I broke my van today. I think it might have already been broken. The steering knuckle just kind of split all the way down where the tie rod goes in. So interesting. But he said 2 weekly closes under the 50 MA and it's over. I always thought it was 1. I don't know where the 2 came from. 2 is kind of funny. We'll see though. We shall see. To me, if it's 1, it's over. I feel like moving the goalposts for the bear market is a little bit silly. I still don't think we've experienced a bull market, but it is what it is. You can make that argument. Bitcoin experienced a bull market and alts didn't. All that fun stuff. So Bitcoin, 95, 166 and 43 cents. Let's go refresh our liquidation heat map and see where we're at. We also have our Dream Tanks line, which happens to be, I think, at 99.2. If we continue below that throughout the weekend, then I think we're screwed, because that's also well below the 50 moving average. So let's go down to the 12-hour and zoom in a little bit here. We got our little weekend range. A lot of money right here. Well, I guess a lot of money. 64 mil sitting at 96,212. Oops. 96,212, 96,212. And in other news, allegedly, Satoshi Nakamoto is Jeffrey Epstein. So interesting. Billy said that this makes 2 vans you've destroyed. No, I've had the work van and the personal van. The personal van is sitting in my mom's garage right now. So apparently you can't get that part unless you want to spend $400. I managed to find it on eBay for like $80. I don't know how. I think it's crazy how much they price gouge for all these parts and stuff. Dixie said, curious what Layer 4 Studios is cooking up. I don't know. He'll have to maybe attend the stream and tell us about it. Anyways, Bitcoin 95, 131. We got our 1 liquidation line. Let's go, I guess, up here. 96, 491. 96, 491. And then down below, right here, actually, 95, 030. And we go all the way down. I'll go all the way down here. 94, 056. All right, let's see. Billy, that's a good one. Billy said, hiding it from repossession. Dang, that's funny. All right, we're gonna do a poll in the chat. What are you guys doing right now? Buying, waiting, or selling? I'm curious. I would like to see what my audience is up to when it comes to their bags. But Bitcoin, I guess I'll put that one more liquidation point in here. Right, 94, 613. Okay. Drummer said he knew Satoshi Usaka and Ron Nakamoto. The emails are cracking me up, dude. All the Bitcoin FUD right now is so exotic. Like, normally we get like the boring stuff, like China bans Bitcoin and whatever else, whatever kind of junk. It's not good for the environment. And today we got allegedly an Epstein email. I like that they had nothing. They're like, we can't release them. We don't know what's going on. Now all of a sudden they're like, oh, we have some of them and they're trickling out of the woodwork. It's pretty funny. Pretty funny. So, anyways, Bitcoin, a little bit red here. The RSI did get a bullish cross over the moving average. We are testing that right now. We might get a bearish cross back below and continue to the downside. Who knows? Bitcoin dominance still below 60. Dancing around here at like 59.5. It's at 59.53 right now. About to get a bullish cross over the moving average on the RSI. Let's get our Fu Manchu back up here. It's been a minute. We do have a green dot on the momentum wave, point to the upside. As of right now, though, everything else looks number down. Number go down pretty harsh. Pretty harsh. ETH is down 0.9% on the day. Currently trading at 31.40. We had a gentleman call for 31.75 by the end of June. That was months ago. I believe he was wrong, but we did eventually get there. Let's see. Oh my goodness. 0.96 in the red. We got a bullish cross over the moving average on the RSI. It's testing it right now. If we get a bearish cross, probably going to continue down. Looking for 3K for my bearish target on ETH. Red dot on the momentum wave, even though it's on the lower portion. Sol is already down 1.19% on the day. We pointed out that Solana got back into this range, this very, very long-term range. And based on what it's done in the past, there's potential for it to go down here to 100. Now, that potential obviously comes with a pretty hefty dump, but based on previous price action, it's 25% right there. Every time it breaks back into this range, and by every time I mean the one time in the past it broke back into this range, it did come down to the lower trend line, which as of right now happens to be at 100, which is a lower low, which is technically a falling trend, which eventually breaks bullish, but what are you going to do? Everyone and their brother's uber bearish right now, kind of freaking out. Volume looks really bad. Now, I don't know what's going to happen. We talked about it yesterday on the weekly. We pointed out that the volume really got destroyed on Liberation Day. Look at the volume down there. This is Bitcoin, and this couples very well with altcoins and everything like that. It's a good universal metric. Volume was amazing up until this point. This point is April 2nd, Liberation Day, and then volume disappeared. It's completely gone from Bitcoin. It did start to pick up right here with a little more leniency within the tariff world. So we do have that to look forward to. But that's the biggest takeaway for all of this, in my opinion. We just figured this out yesterday. Volume completely dried up when tariffs hit the market. I don't know if the market's waiting for tariffs to go away. I also don't know how, on this low volume, Bitcoin continued to make higher lows and higher highs. That is impressive. That, I guess, is the difference between retail volume. This is probably a good chunk of retail buying and selling like weenies. And institutional volume. Institutions have enough money to just buy and wait. Whereas retail is like, oh no. We need to sell our bags because we're not going to have this money in a month or two. You know what I mean? That's the difference between retail and institutions. Institutions think long-term, retail thinks short-term. And sometimes it's out of necessity, so I'm not trying to crap on people with short-term monetary outlook. I have those thoughts as well. I'm not perfect. I'm not an institution. I'm hardly even... I'm pretty sure I still qualify as lower class. So, I don't know. It's interesting for sure. It's definitely very interesting. It's also interesting seeing the RSI on Bitcoin at 40, while the price is sitting at 95,000. Philly said calling for 3K ETH bear market low or local lows. Philly, all of my highs and lows are right here for the big players. My Bitcoin high for bear market is 90K. My Bitcoin low for bear market is 69K. My ETH high for bear market is 2K. My ETH low for bear market is 1.5K. BNB high 600, low 300. XRP high 150, low 75. And Sol high 100, low 50. But I also don't think that we're entering a bear market. So, all right. But yeah, I don't know. The volume is very telling for me from Liberation Day. We got liberated from from volume on the crypto market. But he'd said ABTC has made record revenues. The Trump family has made a lot on crypto. LOL. Yeah, I believe it. I believe it. What's going to be hilarious is if, and I personally, I like tariffs. I do. I think tariffs are smart because people that are importing things from other countries have to pay a little more. That's just the way that things are. It's the way that things should be. That's just my opinion. I'm not an economist. You could probably explain to me till you're blue in the face how my view is ignorant and stupid. And I wouldn't really give a shit because nothing I can do or say will change it. So it doesn't really matter. That being said, if they outlaw tariffs, allegedly the market will explode to the upside, which would be kind of awesome. So the Heat said they're the ones really winning. I mean, the stock market's winning too, isn't it? The stock market's at record highs. So just because our recency bias is a little bothered by the altcoin performance, the Trump family has been very good for the stock market. Tom Salkscoat said, you mean the tariffs they just rolled back because food was too expensive? See, my argument is against that as well because my freezer's full and I've been spending less money. So it depends on who you talk to. If groceries are too expensive in like LA or New York because everybody imports their food like bougie assholes, whose fault is that? You know what I mean? Oh man, these tariffs are really crushing me. I had to pay an extra $150K to import my Lamborghini last month. I'm so mad. I'm so upset. I'm impoverished because of it. Because of my special import dragon fruit. You know what I mean? Maybe I'm just a blind hillbilly. Maybe that's the problem. That's entirely possible. But again, I don't really care. ADA's down 2.14% on the day, currently trading at 49.31. We're losing 50, so we're probably going down to 42. It's going to get pretty dicey here, guys. Going to get pretty dicey, in my opinion. We could have a last-ditch effort of support at this lower trend line, which at the moment happens to be around 47, 46. So keep an eye on that. But unfortunately, this Saturday stream is probably going to be a little bit bearish. A little bit bearish. The bias is seeping in. I can feel it, Mr. Krabs. SNEC is down 0.21% on the day, currently trading at 16.46. I don't know what's going to happen with SNEC. I don't. I'm going to buy more because I'm maybe a cult member, but that is what it is. What are you going to do? We are almost oversold on SNEC. We do have a green dot on the momentum wave on Market Cipher, which was just oversold as well. And I don't know. RSI trading below the moving average. XRP is down 1.94% on the day, potentially retesting its upper trend line, which might be bullish. I don't know. Keep an eye on it. It does look pretty bleak though, I will say. We've rejected 257, which was a prominent point we were looking at. It's still pretty high by comparison to what it used to be. So you got to take that into consideration for sure. Manny Vera said, do you think we will bounce next week for one last run? I don't know. I still don't think we're entering a bear market. That doesn't mean that we're not going to go lower. I think that Bitcoin has to hold above 100K though. I think if Bitcoin closes tomorrow below 100K, it's going to get spicy. Maybe bear trend in a bull market. I don't know. Honestly, at that point, it will have been different. And I won't have a choice. Nobody will have a choice. They'll be like, oh, well, this time is different. People are stupid. If Bitcoin closes below the 50 moving average on Sunday, that will be the first time that has ever happened while Bitcoin had a bull market and altcoins did nothing. And you will never convince me that altcoins doing a 2 or 3x is a bull market for altcoins. That's not how altcoin bull markets work. So all the this time is different people will be right no matter what, because it will be completely different come Sunday. This time is truly different unless Bitcoin gets back above 100K and we close above the 50 moving average. That's a huge important thing. I accidentally pressed the space bar and apparently shut off my webcam. Anyways, I'm not going to go through every single coin. H-bar is getting decimated along with the rest of them. Swee's really suffering. Probably heading down to $1. None of this is possible. Or, I guess possible. None of this is set in stone. Again, I'm probably just a little overly bearish right now. We do have a green dot on SWE. It might be a perfect time to buy. And that's the problem, is we get into these echo chambers of bearishness. The bias sneaks in, and then you're calling for way lower prices when the price is probably going to bounce any moment now. And the chart, oh, the chart looks bad. Don't buy this. The chart looks bad. You're supposed to buy when the chart looks bad. That's the issue. That's why people like Warren Buffett are billionaires, and we're still idiots whining on the internet. You know what I mean? Anyways, we got some more, a couple more charts to go through. I'm going to go through the important ones. Like I said, Arrow, kind of holding up, actually. Arrow got a nice little bounce right back here, up 9% from that bad boy. We are sitting above 86. We're at 86.97 right now. Can we get back above $1 is the question. We did get a bullish cross over the moving average on the RSI. Only time will tell. And like I said, this 76 level, this purple trend line, has been a very prominent level of support. So if we do come down to that, I fully expect a nice rebound off of that, because that's been a great level. That has been a fantastic level to watch. Next we've got Chainlink, Avalanche and Chainlink. Avalanche is down 1.03% on the day. And I say on the day, we just had the daily close, so keep that in mind as well. We did break below 1597, but we've done that before. We got a chance to get back above it. As long as we're holding above 15, I'm happy. If we close below that, then we're probably looking at a retrace down to our legacy trend line that goes probably around 13. We'll look for 13 if we do get a little too dicey. We did get a bullish cross over the moving average on the RSI, so if we get a bounce there, then we got potential to continue to the upside. We do also have a red dot in the momentum wave, though, so keep that in mind. Chainlink is up down 1.27% on the day. Currently trading at 13.96. We broke below 14.41 after really breaking below 15 pretty harshly. Volume could be a little bit better. Again, bullish cross over the moving average on the RSI. We'll see if that support holds and we get a bounce and continuation to the upside. Otherwise, if we break below that, then look for more downside. Our momentum wave has a red dot pointing to the downside, but we are on the lower half of the momentum wave, so the potential for that to flip bullish is also there. Silver, down 3.47%. Ooh, okay. So we pointed out the other day, this blue trend line right here was originally like this, and that was strictly based off of this reaction right here. We pointed out that there was bearish divergence because we got a reaction there, and then we moved the blue line because the reaction changed. We got a little bounce up, but it is still a lower high and a higher high on the RSI, which creates bearish divergence. Now, that bearish divergence is the bad kind, where the price continues to trend down over an extended period of time and the RSI continues to trend up over an extended period of time. That being said, there's a possibility for this to set up a gigantic bull flag or ascending wedge or whatever, some kind of something, versus it just pooping out eventually and going lower. So the possibilities are all there. Keep an eye on it. You do have a red dot on Market Cipher signaling some pretty significant downside, and that is on the Pico top right here. And we got an exact significant downside out of that. We're at 50 right now from 54. That's just under 10%. 7% right now. We'll see if that continues down. Let's go take a look at gold. Gold has a similar situation going on, but there's no bearish divergence, which is good. I suppose my question for gold is it going to continue? And again, I guess this is a good example. We get a rejection, it trades sideways for a little bit, and then it eventually curls back up. Is this going to play out again? It's entirely possible, with leading into February 2026, where that breaks up again. Could that be the ultimate signal for what's going to happen with crypto? I have no idea. Tom Sellerscout said, who would have thought Trump blowing Bubba would have been the event that kicked off the bear market? I don't know who Bubba is. I guess I haven't read the details, man. My favorite, if you guys are not in the Discord yet, please join the Discord. I was dying the other day. Who was it? Somebody, was it Giovanni? Where is it? Yeah, no, it was Tom Selleck's goat. Tom Selleck's goat comes in and he goes, "Sir, a second blowjob has hit the White House." Oh, dude, I was dying. That was so funny. Dude, Bill Clinton gets it, man. What's going on? No wonder he's so happy all the time. It's like all those people in there. See all these people in this picture? They all suck my penis. Dream Tank said, "What's good, everyone? Hope you all doing good." I hope you're doing good as well, my friend. What's going on, Dream Tanks? I broke my van, but not in a bad way. It could have been bad. It was almost a $400 bill. But thank God for one hillbilly in New York. He had parts. And I say hillbilly because in the background of the picture of the part was wood paneling. And I love wood paneling personally, but I'm also self-aware that that is a very hillbilly thing. So I'm almost positive I purchased a replacement steering knuckle from a hillbilly in New York for 90% less than what I was originally going to pay for it, which is very exciting. It was I called around. They're like, it's $400 and something. I was like, are you psycho? Are you crazy? I went in there and I slapped the guy that answered the phone. I said, "Which one of you guys just got off the phone with me?" He was like, "Here." And I smacked the shit out of him. And I said, "Are you crazy?" And then I left. And then I contacted the hillbilly and I purchased the one that he probably stole off of his neighbor's van. So thank you, hillbilly. DXY doing a whole lot of nothing. Very interesting. 99.23 or 99.273. My bad. Nobody really cares about the DXY. MicroStrategy, aka Big B Coffee, did end up holding 200, which is very exciting. Is it going to continue to the upside? There's a lot of people buying. I've been talking about shorting, which leads me to believe it's going to probably rebound because I am notoriously bad at shorting, especially the bottom. I will say, previous situation was very much a triangle, whereas this one is not. It's like I don't know. Could you make it? Maybe you could make the triangle argument. It's a big pattern though. It's a very big pattern, and everyone's freaking out about Michael Saylor and Satoshi and Epstein and Trump and everybody. Everyone's freaking out about everybody. Apparently, all of them are idiots. The people that everyone's freaking out about, not the people who are freaking out. NASDAQ is up 0.15, or closed up 0.15 since yesterday. Or yesterday is when it closed, I suppose. We got green dots on market cipher. I'm not sure what it means. And S&P, same situation without the green dots. Dominance below 60. Very exciting. Why do I have this? Apparently I have November 26th. Dominance goes down and alt-season supercycle begins on this day. Dream Tank said the pattern is called falling off the tail? Falling off the table. Okay. Interesting. I have been having some degree of success actually trading today, which is very fun because I just got home like an hour ago. Bitcoin 95,337. Guys, I'm going to end the poll, I suppose. Let's end the poll. 60% of you guys said you were waiting. I asked the audience, what are you doing right now? 60% said waiting. 33% said buying. 7% said selling. Out of 15 of you guys. Interesting. I like that. I like it. So, with that being said, I have a giveaway that I have to do for an NFT that I minted a week ago. Maybe a little bit longer than a week ago. And I wanted to see if do you guys want to do the giveaway before or after the news segment? I'm curious. Let me know in the chat. Bitcoin does have a green dot from yesterday. I'm wondering if we're going to get some bullish price action out of that today. Cheers, guys. I grabbed my cup really weird. Hold on. Cheers, guys. Happy Saturday. Oh, that's delicious. All right, Dream Tank said after. Dream Tanks, are you aware that Jeffrey Epstein is Satoshi? Have you been made aware of this news? I believe it was confirmed via an ancient email. My favorite part about the Epstein emails is they exist, and then they don't, and then they can't be released, and then they are being released, but we don't know how. They're only releasing like little pieces. They're like, ooh, you want a little Epstein email? Ooh, oh, look at this. Oh my gosh, there's another Epstein email right here. Look at this. I just found one right here. This one says, JJ is a bitch. This one says, JJ is not a bitch, but he likes bitches. This one says, JJ sucks dick. This one says, JJ's never sucked dick before. What are you going to believe? And then all of a sudden, nobody believes anything. And Epstein is Satoshi. Ridiculous. Tom Selleck said, we better get some bullish price action. We need some random news tomorrow that pump us on Sunday. Are you crazy? Dream Tank said he made Bitcoin. Philly said, how do they get JPEGs on the blockchain? What do you mean? I have no idea. Don't ask me. Through, I don't know, a minting service. Tom Selleck said, they are hoax, but there are also only Democrats in them. What are? Oh, yeah. They're not real, but if they are real, then they only contain one specific political party. Drummer said that's just Tyler's super chats. Oh, that is true. That is true. Dang. That's gonna come up, dude. When I run for political office, people are gonna be like, "Is this true that you were super chatted this amount for this?" And it says, and I quote, "JJ is gay, JJ 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 sucks cock and balls." Is that true? Saeed Quadri said, "Hi, sir." Welcome, Saeed. You entered at the perfect time, my friend. We are just getting ready to go into the news segment. And Bitcoin's doing a whole lot of nothing. We got Marty Party pointing out that you're supposed to buy spot crypto when it's at extreme fear, regardless of whether or not that's the stock market or the cryptocurrency market. Speaking of, let's go check Fear and Greed Index. We are at 10 again, extreme fear, yesterday and today. Is this the first time we've had 2 in a row? Whoa, I think it is actually. Because before the February 27th, we had 1, and then we got out of it exactly the next day. I would not be surprised if we go lower than 10 tomorrow. It's crazy. Dixie said, I heard it was Zachy. Philly said, language, JJ. I don't remember. What did I say? Dicks and balls? Cocks and balls? I don't remember. Saeed said, it's early morning in my country. Well, good morning then, my friend. Good morning. Get yourself a coffee. I broke my van today. I got to make sure everybody's aware. We are at 18 on the CoinMarketCap Crypto Fear and Greed Index. Very interesting. All right. Marty Party. We got a bunch of Marty Party. Not sure why people are not thrilled to get dips as people without liquidity sell and people with liquidity accumulate. This is the change of hands event. It's always the same in distribution. Be part of it. If you sold, buy back lower. Just make sure to catch the markups. The cards are in your hands if you have dry powder and conviction. Same as the 1930s. The winners will be those with firepower at the capitulations. Leverage traders will go bust. Spot holders will be rewarded with new holders with stronger hands entering. It's the cycle. It's just sped up. The Moran cycle says 6 months, then 3 months, then 1 month cycle oscillations. This is how the transition happens. Be on the right side of history. Interesting. Very, very interesting. Saeed said, new segment is awesome, dear. I like it. It also looks like you may have said autism, which is also accurate. Tom Selleck said if we close below 50, it will go to negative 15. What? We're going to owe Satoshi money? John Gregory said, DJ Marty Party. Precisely. Tom Selleck said, I have no dry powder. I also have no conviction. I have both. Dry powder and conviction. But my conviction, unfortunately, is in a bunch of garbage that continues to drop. Marty Party also posted the greatest wealth was created entering commodities at the deepest decline in the price. Interesting. Kobayashi letter. Google and Disney have reached a deal to restore ESPN and ABC to YouTube TV. Thank God. Oh my gosh. I was so concerned about my YouTube TV that I don't have. Warren Buffett. This one's crazy. This is from yesterday. And I think I need to continue to bring it up because I think it's huge news. Warren Buffett's Berkshire Hathaway, which has been famously sidelined for quite a very long period of time, bought Alphabet, Google, with the stock up 90% since April 7th. The stock is up 4% after hours on the news. Buffett is officially buying into the AI revolution. We are still early. Tell me why this man, who has very, very famous quotes throughout the entirety of investments, who has way more money than any of us watching the stream right now, I'm willing to bet, is buying right now when we're entering a bear market. Tell me that. Somebody please explain to me why we are entering a bear market and Berkshire Hathaway is buying? What? What? Are you sure? Are you sure we're entering into a bear market? I don't know if that's true. Tom Selleck said, no, minus 15 on fear and greed. That makes sense. Fear and greed is going to go, it's going to go so back that it's going to end up at fear again. Or at greed again. Suddenly everyone's greedy. Bitcoin's at like 0. Tom Selleck said, yeah, the Buffett buy is interesting. It is, isn't it? John Gregory said, or is it plus 85 bullish? Ooh. It is actually chaotic evil. Okay. Next we've got investments in AI are skyrocketing. U.S. private fixed investment in information processing equipment and software is a percentage of GDP jumped to 4.4% in Q2 2025, the second highest in history. This is only below the 4.5% seen in Q4 2000 before the 2001 recession started. These investments hit a record 1.35 trillion in Q2. This marks a 502 billion increase or plus 59% since 2020. Investment in information processing equipment and software has doubled over the last 10 years. America's AI investment boom is historic. Here's my question. How much did the dot-com bubble actually stunt the growth of technology? I genuinely would be willing to bet that the dot-com bubble fueled what we all see as like the 90s and early 2000s like technology era, where everything's like bubbly and kind of the same. It didn't really advance very fast. It was very rocky, but it was very like analog and, I don't know, nostalgic to me personally. It's just, I don't know. It's just, I feel like it probably fueled most of what we know as the early 2000s. Tom Salkscoat said, but he's had shit picks lately. Look at Oxy. It's one of the big plays, and it's absolute ass. I mean, it is what it is. What are you going to do? John Gregory said, ha. Saeed said, bear market are best markets for investors. Exactly. Everyone's freaking out right now, but if it is truly over, then it's over. There's nothing you can do about it. Just, take a step back, reevaluate, and come up with a plan. I am interested. I don't know. I feel like I've never been more interested in seeing the result of what's going to happen. Like, it was fun and cool planning for like this big blow off top super cycle, whatever. And that was really neat. Obviously, I would prefer that because I just want FU money with little to no effort. But now that we are where we are and things are playing out completely different from any other time in history, I'm very curious to experience it and learn about it, which sounds gay, but that is what it is. I don't know what you want from me. Next, we've got U.S. grocery prices have never been more expensive. Oh my gosh, it's because of the tariffs. The average cost of groceries for a family of 4 is now up to a record $1,030 a month. John Gregory said, question is what to invest in. Everything. It's the Gary Oldman where he's like, everyone. That's what you invest in. Invest in me. Okay. The average cost. So this is where I have a bone to pick. I'm gonna actually. I want to do the math of what I spend on groceries. I'm gonna start saving every single receipt. I'm curious as to what it is, because I don't feel like it's $1,030 a month, And I support a family of 3, myself, my fiance, and my daughter. And I don't know, my pets probably count as a 4th person. I think they eat better than we do. This marks a $280 increase since January 2017, when the average family spent $750 a month. In 2021 to 2022 alone, grocery costs surged by $150. To put this differently, a family of 4 now spends over $12,360 a year on groceries compared to $9,000 in 2017. We are in an affordability crisis. I don't know. Am I really selfish and like out of touch if I say that I disagree? What the hell are people eating? Are you guys eating like roast dinner every night? Like you're some fucking Viking king? It just doesn't make sense to me. Anyways, fear is the fuel of bull markets, says Adam Kobiesi. This man knows what he's talking about. We are in extreme fear on the stock market. It's getting spicy out there. Kobiesi later posted, are we still early? Or is Warren Buffett just late? What time frame is this? We don't get to see. Google is up and he bought some. He entered at 2:43 apparently. Whoa. Whoa. That's pretty sick, actually. That's a good entry. Good job, Warren Buffett. We are facing a major electricity shortage. This, ladies and gentlemen, this is what I am investing in. I am investing in energy infrastructure. And we just learned, I think yesterday or the day before, that energy infrastructure is down like crazy since, I don't remember, like 2008 or something. The energy infrastructure has been decimated. Like, not infrastructure itself, the energy sector has been just kind of shat on by the market for forever. So we're buying at the lows, and we need more electricity for all this AI junk. Tom Selleck Scout said, bro, it's not our fault. You only eat Uncrustables and Top Ramen. I don't know if you're aware. Uncrustables are incredibly expensive. I refuse to purchase them. My mother literally tells me that my daughter is sheltered because we don't buy her Uncrustables, which I think is the most backwards ass. I'm sorry, Mom. I love you. Don't get mad at me if you're watching this. I think Uncrustables are a meme. And they're filled with sugar. You work at a dental office. Shame. If she ever sees that, she's going to beat my ass. But, for real, make your own peanut butter and jelly. It's not that big of a deal. And ramen is really bad for, like, your cholesterol and, like, any of your... You can eat healthy and still not spend $1,000 a month per family of 4. One thing that I always talk about when it comes to, like, lifestyle inflation, we literally spend more money on food than anything else, my family. And it's gotten more because we buy bougier things, but not because the prices of groceries went up. I've made 7-layer dip twice this past week. That is the most expensive thing that we make because the ingredients are out of control, but it's delicious. John Gregory said, hit the likes. Yeah, make sure you guys smash the like button. I appreciate you guys for joining. John Gregory also said, yes, exactly, like a Viking king. Not a Viking queen. Tom Selleck said, I am also pretty much only buying energy infrastructure stocks right now. It seems to be the way to go, man. It really does. Dream Tank said, I can't eat like a poor person. I need to eat like a Viking king. You can still eat like a Viking king. You don't need to eat like a bougie Viking king. Okay, I'm not going to read through all these stats, guys. Energy is, we're in an energy shortage. Just be aware. More evidence of U.S. small business employment declining. Small companies recorded minus 5,907 net job losses in October. They need to either go with the minus or the word losses. Because if you do both, it's a double negative, and it makes me think that they added 5,907 jobs. But anyways, small companies recorded 5,907 net job losses in October, the second monthly negative reading this year. This also marks the 4th consecutive monthly decline in net hiring. Administrative and support services lost a net 4,480 net. Followed by, how many times are they going to say net? Followed by professional, scientific, and technical services at 4,330 and retail trade at 4,050. By comparison, the 12-month average was 39,300 net hires per month and 170,000 in 2021. Small firms are reducing employment at a concerning pace. I would like to point out that I work for a small business. And again, this is going back to like echo chamber stupidity, so it's kind of pointless. But I've been working there for 10 years, and I still have a job. I don't know. It's hard for me to understand the job shortage thing. I do genuinely fear the idea of job hunting in today's economy, not because of anything other than the fact that I feel like it's so oversaturated with jobs and with like AI to screen resumes, and it's just too much. It's like dating. If I was ever single again, I don't think I would ever date in today's climate. I think it's too much. So, um, Dream Tank said I need to eat like a bougie Viking King. You mean bougie? You can't even spell bougie. That's how I know you're not. Oak Tree said I'm scanned up. Juice water tunk juice. I don't know what any of that means. Pickle Rick said, "What up, fam? What's going on, Pickle Rick?" We've read all this. Yeah, keep your jobs, guys. Hang on to your jobs. Just be careful out there. I need you guys to have money so that you can pay for the internet to watch my streams. Kobe SD letter. Bougie. Dude, Dream Tanks, the way that you spell bougie is like, it makes me think you're from like some tropical. You spelled it like Fuji. Emerging market stocks are on fire. Emerging stock markets have seen 10 consecutive monthly gains, the longest streak in 21 years. This has now surpassed the 8-month run seen in 2017. Interesting. Now, we saw a bunch of metrics from 2021 firing off the other day, and 2021, mind you, was the last bull market. We are now seeing stuff from 2017, which was the prior bull market. It's very interesting to see all of these things firing off right before we enter a bear market, but the last time these things fired off was just before or during the bull markets of the past. I'm just saying, there's a lot more signs, in my opinion, pointing towards a pending bull market than a pending bear market. The bear market is like, well, Bitcoin's going down now and alts didn't run. It's different because we're not going to have an alt season. That's a huge difference. But the reasons are very small and stupid. I'm just saying. I'm not just saying that because I have a biased bullish intent. It's completely besides the point. In other words, emerging market stocks have not seen even a single month of negative returns this year, the first such occurrence since 1993. Another coincidence, that's the year that I was born. During this time, the MSCI Emerging Markets Index has surged 30.3%, its best year-to-date performance since 2017. Emerging market equities are now on track for their third consecutive annual gain, also the best streak since 2017. Another example of the bull market years. The global bull market is expanding. Interesting. Very interesting. John Gregory said, "What exactly is fear and greed scale at right now? Which one are you looking for?" We got the traditional one that everyone uses for crypto. Is at 10. John Gregory. Mr. John Gregory. We went over this a couple of times, so I will show you because I think that you need to see. The last time crypto fear and greed was at 10 was on February 27th, 2025. Bitcoin, February 27th, 2025, was this dump, February 27th, 2025. If you copy paste that fractal, which I already had over here from months ago, this is that fractal. You copy paste that right here. That dump is right here. So fear and greed is lining up perfectly with what happened last time. So it's entirely possible Bitcoin does a little double bottom action off this lower trend line, and we continue to the upside. None of this is financial advice. History doesn't repeat, but it often rhymes. Don't forget to smash the like button and subscribe if you're new. But I thought that was super interesting. And it has seldom been lower than 10. It has quite a few times, but very, very, very rarely. I want to do this. Look at the top. So 10 is where the screen gets cut off, right there. We've been lower in 2018, 2019, a couple times in 2020, and a couple times in 2022. Dream Tank said, I think the media need to give hopium what they are giving now so everyone can hold going down, then give even worse news at the bottom so everyone sells then moves back up. Thoughts? Remember, the media is not here to make you money. Tom Scout said, LOL, born in 93. I'm so effing old. See, I thought that I was young as well. My fiance is doing the theater thing, and we have like new friends because of it. And I told you guys we went to the bar, and I was talking to one of them. I'm like, remember this, and that? My fiance looks at me. She's like, they just graduated like 2 years ago, and I was like, it like hit me. I was like, oh, it was like the shook Dr. Phil. I literally went like, oh, what? Blew my mind, dude. Dream Tanks, I don't think so, man. Just because, again, bullish bias. I'll talk about that in a minute. President Trump is quoted saying, I only care about one thing. We will be #1 in crypto. I think that means that at least the US-based cryptocurrencies need to be doing a little bit better than they are right now, Mr. President. Stop sucking dick. Allegedly. Kobe SA later posted the riskiest US corporate loans are that was a joke, by the way. Don't kill me, please. I don't really give a shit. The riskiest U.S. corporate loans are experiencing severe distress. Split B and CCC rated loan prices have declined 9% year to date, marking the worst performance among all credit categories. These are the lowest rated leveraged loans typically issued by highly indebted or financially stressed companies and are most sensitive to rising default risk. At the same time, higher quality rated loan prices have remained relatively stable, hovering near 1% to 2% throughout the year. As a result, the performance gap between junk-rated loans and investment-grade debt has widened to 8 percentage points, the widest in years. Meanwhile, the total value of distressed U.S. dollar loans jumped to $71.8 billion in October as a growing number of corporate loans fell into distressed territory. Investors are increasingly avoiding the riskiest debt. Interesting. Picklewick9 said it's because they look old. Who? Dream Tank said bullish bias will get you wrecked. That's what got me wrecked. Now I just follow charts without bias. See, every time you say that, it just makes me want to ape more money into the market just to spite you. I disagree. I think bullish bias is totally fine. It depends on how you handle it. I'm not buying consistently every single day, trying to catch that falling knife and throwing all my money into long positions or anything like that. I'm just dollar cost averaging every Friday like I normally do. And if I gotta wait another 2-3 years or whatever, so be it. It is what it is. That will not get me wrecked. What will get me wrecked is flip-flopping from bullish to bearish and then going, I need to sell right now so I can buy back lower. And then I sell and then the market rebounds and I buy back in like a little weenie because I'm scared that I'm going to miss the run. And then it goes down again and I'm going to keep going over and over and over and over and over again. It's ridiculous. Picklewick9 said you were talking about the kids that just graduated. Oh, because they look old. Interesting. Okay. I do like the memes where they're like people in the 1950s or teenagers in the 1950s and they all look like all sophisticated and like old as shit. And then it says teenagers now and they look like they're like 12. Cheers, guys. It's just funny. Okay. Why are we back here? News. Huge Tether flipped BlackRock in RWA tokenized market cap. This one was interesting because I don't know what the hell it's specifying, but Tether flipping BlackRock in anything is kind of crazy to me. I still think one of my favorite things in the world is the Tether FUD, just because of how ridiculous and outlandish it was. Sentiment posted, if everyone says it's the bottom, it probably isn't. Crypto Trader posted the bottom is in. Bitcoin Bull said this is it. Moon Lambo said pump now, and Crypto King said bottom in. Apparently, everyone's retarded. Insane. 1 trillion has been wiped from the total crypto market since October 7th. I feel like that's not that insane. Maybe it is now. Relative like percentage is probably not that crazy, but if we're talking like dollar amount, that is a crap ton of money. So I guess that's the big difference between this market and, you know, the market in 2021. There's so much more money on the table than there was back then. There's also way too much leverage, which is also one of the arguments that I could use to make a I guess, a debate towards the extended cycle, because they're just taking their sweet ass time wiping out the leverage up and down, maximizing their money from fees and liquidations. John Gregory said, if we're not buying Fear and Greed at 10, then what are we doing here? Exactly, John Gregory. Thank you. Bravo. Bravo, my friend. Bravo. Dream Tank said, everyone is saying the bottom is in, and we're going to the moon. See the hopium in the air? Oh, precisely. I also see the lower low on my fractal, and I am, as you know, the fractal Farquad. I don't know who calls me that. They call me that. I don't call me that, but they do. That was a nod to Trump, by the way, which apparently you can't quote anymore without like being maybe slightly homoerotic. But maybe we're progressive for that. But yeah, we got a little dip, another little dip, and then a bigger dip, and then everyone's gonna poop their pants and open shorts, and then we're gonna explode. So yeah, I kind of agree with you when it comes to the market going lower. I just don't think it's gonna go as low as what I'm assuming you think it's gonna go at. Which is fine. We're allowed to have different opinions. I don't think that you are smarter or dumber than me, and I don't think that I'm smarter or dumber than you. I think that it's going to be interesting to see what parts I'm right about and what parts you're right about. I like the differing opinions. I like them converging, and I like learning from it. It's like Full House up in this bitch. Pickle Rick Down said, I'm just going to basically DCA into Bitcoin. I feel like they're destroying alts. They might be. They really might be. Diversity is very important. One of the things that I see all the time that drives me crazy is people announcing on Twitter, they're like, I'm leaving Solana, or I'm leaving Ethereum, or I'm leaving Cardano, I'm leaving Sui, because this chain is dead. And then they have to tell their sob story about why they got completely destroyed because they're idiots with their investments. Like, nobody cares, first of all. Second of all, no one was keeping you in that place. It's your fault for not diversifying your bags at all. And third, just go. Why do you have to tell everyone? It's just so goofy. I'm leaving. What are they expecting people to go? No, don't go. I promise you're going to make money tomorrow. Like, go. Or you could just have diversified bags and don't blame your lack of diversity on the asset that's underperforming at the moment because you chose to only put your money into that one asset. Whose fault is that? Really? Pickwick. Yep. Dream Tank said, I think we may tap 70 to 80k, then rebound, but we will see. John Gregory said, don't let the door hit you in the ass. Exactly. I actually don't mind 70 to 80. I like short term I hate it. But I like the 88. Somebody called 88 the other day. It might have been John Gregory. It was John Gregory. And I like that. Not because 8's my favorite number. That is definitely a factor. But I don't know. 70 sucks. Wait a minute. Somebody said something like this. Satoshi follower thinks 70k before all-time high. And that's my bear market bottom guess too? What is going on? We got converging theories? Whoa. Also, Satoshi follower disappeared. Never saw him again. He was one of the people that popped in, gave a theory, we put it on the board, and then he disappeared. I will say, though, so far he has been right. We have not hit another new all-time high, and we're on our way towards 70k. Pick Rick said, I'm still keeping my alts. I just don't have enough Bitcoin at this point. I'm at like 15% Bitcoin. I played too much. Dream Tank said C, LOL. That means nothing. John Gregory said, Bitcoin will be fine. Alts, well, yeah, they gonna get smoked at some point. I guess this goes back to my issue of the lack of an alt season. I genuinely, truly believe if we do not see a proper alt season, and by proper alt season, I mean like Total 3 making a meaningful all-time high. Not this crap where it goes like 0.5% higher. If Total 3 does not at least hit like 1.5 trillion before Bitcoin like pulls everything down into a bear market, I think alts are dead forever. I really do. That does not mean I'm going to sell. And that also doesn't mean that I'm going to stop dollar cost averaging. I am a stubborn individual with disposable income because I don't spend all of my money on Viking King level groceries. What am I looking at here? I'm looking at my long position printing. Very nice. Exciting stuff. The Bitcoin is chilling. 95,711. Dream Tanks. Hold on. Nope, nope, nope. John Gregory. Yep. Okay. Tom Selleck said, "Can we get an announcement that Buffett bought Bitcoin tomorrow? Wouldn't that be crazy?" Dream Tank said, "That's why I said we need more fear, massive extreme fear around 70K." See, I think that we do have extreme fear right now, though. I think that's the issue. There are, like, obviously, there's outliers. There's like maybe 10% of people are on X shouting bottoms in. The other 90%, Bigger Rick 9 said, "We need an EVT car." Damn, that's actually not a bad idea. Dang. Imagine if you could eat like a Viking king at the cost of the taxpayer and then dollar cost average into Bitcoin with your leftover cash. Let's go. That's like island boy shit. Oh man, that's too funny. That'd be a really. I wonder if I could make a character like that and like do skits for YouTube Shorts. I might do that. I might steal that idea. Picklebrick, crypto EBT card incoming. They only let you buy certain cryptos. Dude, that's kind of funny. You know what blows my mind? They used to have restrictions on the bridge card. People used to be able to only buy certain things. Now apparently you can buy whatever the hell you want. You used to not be able to buy pop and stuff. I remember my friends asking me to like drive them up to the store because they're like, if we don't use the rest of our bridge card, then we don't like get the benefits next month. I'm like, all right, I drive them up to the store and they'd be like, "Do you want something?" Sometimes they'd buy me cigarettes. It was the craziest thing. I'm like, how can you buy all this crap with this card? And I don't know, it blows my mind. Like they used to have restrictions. Now you can buy what you could just buy candy apparently, nothing but candy. Like why is that okay? That's too political. Let's not talk about it. Big Rick said winning. John Gregory said, "Can we buy cake that EBT card?" Pick Rick 9 said, "I'll watch that." Yeah, dude, I'm totally doing that. We gotta do that. I gotta text my fiance. Shoot, I had another idea too. Oh, I filmed it already, I think. Maybe? I don't remember. Okay. Bitcoin's chilling. More news. Oh yeah, I was gonna look at fear and greed. Fear and greed at 10. I guess yes, so Dream Tanks, you mentioned earlier we need more hopium for a slight like rebound, at least in sentiment, maybe not in price, and then they would need more fear to bring it down further. I think if they were going to bring it down further, that would be the only way that they could do it. So yes, I don't disagree with you there. I'm not going to say that we need those things. I think that they would need it to bring the price down further. Cointelegraph posted odds of a December rate cut fell under 50%. Interesting. Crypto sentiment hasn't been this low since February. And this is what we pointed out a couple of times with the fear and greed being at 10. How did they get dark mode? Can I get dark mode? Crypto fear and greed. I don't know if I can get dark mode. Do I have to log in? That's junk. Not sitting on my account. They can kiss my butt. So this is where our question came in. Are you buying, selling, or waiting? I think most of us said that we were waiting. So that was a cool metric to see. Cointelegraph also posted, when times look tough, don't forget to take a few steps back and look at how far you've come. Bitcoin is pretty spiced up right now. It is pretty spiced up right now, I will say. But to me, this looks like nothing like any other bull market we've ever seen. So, I don't know. It's interesting. Robert Kiyosaki says the crash is a cash crunch and he's holding Bitcoin and gold. Hell yeah. What a legend. Kathy Wood. ARK bought the dip, 5.8 million Bitmine and 2.9 million bullish. They are not panicking. Hell yeah. John Tujo said, is it me? Or does anyone else get scared at the thought that these shakeout attempts aren't working and will only get worse till they do? Maybe I'm just high on jazz cabbage. I think that they're definitely working. The prices are dropping tremendously. But it is what it is. Cointelegraph also posted an unknown whale bought 1,357 Bitcoin worth about $138 million in the last 2 weeks. What a legend. In 35 days, 2 million Ethereum will be unstaked. It's pretty crazy to me that they have liquid staking now, and you only have to wait a couple of months for your unstaking to take place. Very cool. Thank you, Vitalik. Bitcoin would wipe out $2.7 billion in shorts if it pumps 4%. At a 10% pump, it would wipe out $5.5 billion. Interesting. Very interesting. Bitcoin's Q4 is already worse than 2022 and 2019. Also very interesting. We got a pretty decent sized post from Stock Money Lizards. After a dramatic and emotional week, I want to summarize some facts about Bitcoin so you can decide yourself, including my own conclusions. Bullish, bearish. Chart 1, bearish. Bitcoin broke below the psychological support of 100K. Bearish, short-term, bullish structure is bearish, lower highs, lower lows. Bullish, Bitcoin is at support at the 618 fib. In Q1, this has led to a rally from 75K to 120K. Bullish, Bitcoin is nearing the CME gap between 92 and 93K, a downside of 3% from here. Bearish, this downtrend is volume heavy, including 10 out of 10 mass liquidation event, October 10th mass liquidation event, which was the biggest in Bitcoin history. Bullish, Bitcoin is in a falling wedge structure, usually bullish consolidation/correction formations. A breakout to the upside would likely start a reversal. Bullish 12-hour RSI shows a bullish divergence. Daily is oversold, but there is no divergence yet. Bearish, there are multiple fair value gaps, purple areas, which serve as hard nuts to crack before real breakout. That is between, it looks like 101 and 104, 108 and 110, and I don't know, 120 and 122. And this is a thread, so there's two more. Chart 2, liquidation and liquidity maps. Bearish, there is still loads of liquidity in the zone between 80 and 94K, indicating this could be a target zone in the short term. Bearish, especially liquidity at 88K, is lining up bright, making a potential target for market makers further 8% down from here. Bullish, major short liquidity and liquidation levels are located between 105 and 106K. A push to these levels could trigger a short mass liquidation cascade. That would be pretty sick. And then the third chart, the big picture. Bearish, for the first time in almost 3 years, Bitcoin significantly drops below what I call the ultimate bull market band. It's a simple moving average, 12 months. November close will be crucial, and the pump or dump level for me is around 101K. Bearish chart looks weak. Rounding top. Bearish divergence on monthly, not shown. Bullish, Bitcoin has not closed below the line. Taken together with chart 1, it is simply possible some liquidity is grabbed before we push higher. Bullish, for a macro perspective, there is still a bullish structure with higher highs and higher lows. Conclusion, personally, I am not worried yet. I am trading and buying at support levels. The liquidity hypothesis makes sense, so I think we can see a decent pump. However, we have to acknowledge other signs as well. I am watching monthly simple moving average, 12, wedge breakout, etc. Up until now, it is what it is, a correction in a bull market. Once signs change, monthly close is crucial. I will update you. I will also officially change my narrative. I know that I am potentially losing 20 to 30% with this method, but if you look around CryptoX, you will find the top has been called multiple times before at 48K, 72K, 112K, and now at 125K. Sure, they will be right one day, but let's just wait for confirmation. Yours, Stock Money Lizards. I thought that was a great post. Good read. It's nice to see both sides. We've gone through bearish and bullish news. We also got Colin Talks Crypto, our M2 money supply source, posted. Bitcoin death cross just flashed. The death cross, an ironically bullish indicator, has just triggered, exactly timed with Bitcoin tagging the lower boundary of the megaphone pattern. It's in. Several weeks ago, we predicted this would happen around mid-November. Well, here we are, exactly mid-November, and bam. This is a bullish setup from this point forward, as the death cross often marks bottoms, and look where Bitcoin ended up. Not just any place, but exactly at the lower range of the megaphone pattern channel. These factors combined indicate a high likelihood of a move up from here. A bounce is likely in the short term. The bigger question is a bounce to new all-time highs or just a relief rally. on the way down in a bear market. Only time will tell. But in the short term, I am optimistic for an upward move beginning very soon, within days. Moreover, the Fed will end quantitative tightening on December 1st, another bullish catalyst on the horizon. Read more about the death cross on this link. I thought that was another good post. We've got AO, Bitcoin. The previous 3 low signals in the copper-gold ratio marked the beginning of a Bitcoin bull run. We now have a 4th low signal in this ratio. Interesting. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4. I guess these are 1, 2, 3, 4. Could it go lower? It could. It has before. The last time it went lower. The first 2 it did not, though. The first 2 hit on this line. This third one hit on the lower line. So is the 4th one going to hit lower? Who knows? It's going to be interesting to see. We've got Bitcoin Archive posting, Bitcoin will never go over 100K again. Just buy stocks at 25x earnings and get yourself a 50-year mortgage. Then sit back and enjoy your safe 9 to 5. AI is a scam anyhow, and it will never truly replace you because your company values you as a person. I thought that this one was also another good post. We've got trending Bitcoin. Bitcoin is a Ponzi. Have you checked the dollar? Ponzi. Unlimited supply, not backed by anything centrally controlled. Not a Ponzi. Fixed supply, backed by energy. No one can centrally control it. Interesting. Very, very interesting. We are here. Apparently, we're definitely not here. We are like here. This definitely needs to be changed, but you get the point. You get the gist. We've got Whale Guru posting why retail is never coming back to crypto. This is a great post, actually. They came in 2021, bought altcoins, NFTs, got destroyed. They came in 2025, chased meme coins, and got wrecked again. Now they know crypto is a scam. They moved to stocks because it feels safer. So yes, retail is out. Only whales and institutions are here right now. That's why the market feels slow, flat, and boring. This is the silence before the boom. Most people think retail will never return, but they don't understand how this market works. Once institutions finish loading, once they start pushing Bitcoin hard, once Bitcoin does a plus 20% candle out of nowhere, retail will come back instantly. They always chase hype. They always chase green candles. They always buy late. We're not waiting for retail. We're waiting for the big players to fill their bags. And they're doing it quietly right now. When they finally hit the switch, Bitcoin will explode. Altcoins will start 5x, 10x, 15x. The whole market will wake up in minutes. This is not the end. This is the calm before the chaos. Get ready. I like that one a lot. What just happened? Okay. We've got stay tuned until 2026 for altcoins. This is what I've been pointing out a million times a day. Pickerick9 said my boss would fire me if he could. LMAO, they're lying. That's the point, is that they said a bunch of stuff that's not true. We've got years in which panics have occurred and will occur again. Next one is actually 2035. The one previously was 2019. What happened then? 1999. What happened then? 81. What happened then? These are all years where things actually happen. C is years of hard times, low prices, and a good time to buy stocks, corner lots, goods, etc. Then hold till the boom reaches the year of good times, then unload. We had 2005, well, 1996, 2005, 2012, 2023, and then 2032. So the next B, years of good times, high prices, and the time to sell stocks and values of all kinds, is 2026, which is next year, which we are rapidly approaching. We have less than 2 months. So me personally, again, the amount that Bitcoin can go down in 2 months is quite significant. The amount that alts can go down in 2 months is also significant. But the bear market only lasts a year. So if we're already a couple months into it, why would I sell now? Oh, well, you can buy back lower in 8 months. But I already did all of that, so I can just continue to dollar cost average and do my thing. Pickerick9 said, JJ, we see Pepe making it to this run. JJ, what we see Pepe making it to this run? Ooh, I don't know, actually. It's a great question. What's its current all-time high? And did they print? Do they have a fixed supply? Last but not least, we've got the FUD. Epstein knew Satoshi and funded Bitcoin development. OG Bitcoin whales are all people on the Epstein list. Epstein files coming out with emails. OG Bitcoin whales panicking and selling, rotating money into Zcash to avoid asset seizures when names break prison, and private money. Interesting. This is a joke and shitpost, by the way. So do with that information what you will. I thought it was kind of funny. We've got Bitcoin chilling, 95,689 and 89 cents. It looks kind of like number go up. I'm just saying. Let's go take a look at Pepe. Guys, don't forget to smash the like button. Subscribe if you are new. I appreciate you guys for being here. We do this every single day. It's a ton of fun. If I make it home on time, we also usually do a daily close contest where there is a chance for you to win up to $300 every single day. That is also a ton of fun. This is very frightening simply because I'm a big head and shoulder guy. I don't see them play out often, but when I do see them in the chart, I point them out. That, my friend, is a textbook head and shoulder with your neckline literally being at this 457 level. So you gotta hold that. Volume could be better, but again, considering the fact that volume disappeared from everywhere April 2nd, this actually looks pretty good. Kind of impressive, if I'm being completely honest. Outside of that, what do I see it? I guess I would look at least the all-time high. It doesn't look like they printed. Let me go check for sure, though. They're number 44 right now. Total max circulating. Yeah, it's all fully circulating. It has been fully circulating for forever. Yeah, this is perfect. So if they have the marketing and the conviction, it is entirely possible for them to at least get to their previous all-time high if the run mimics what the run happened to last time. DreamTech said Pepe giving the middle finger to everyone. Exactly. This is a bearish middle finger pattern. But looks like their current high is 0, 0. How many zeros is that? 0, 0. Hold on. 1, 2, 3, 4 zeros. 2490. Nope. 4 zeros. Hang on. Why is this so hard? 4 zeros. 2836. Yeah. Question mark. Just a guess. I don't see why it can't hit that. Again, if they capture the same market share that they had previously, and they do the same thing that they did before. Did I fudge it up? I fudged it. How did I manage that? I counted the 0 at the beginning, like an idiot. Okay. I mean, that's not right. The big 0 has to go first, for sure. I'm going to copy this too. This is a better period than this one. This is important stuff we're doing here, guys. We got to make sure that our scribbles look good. Okay. 4-hour time frame on the Bitcoin. Up 0.13%, guys. We can finally retire. I told you, Dream Tanks. You were wrong. Look at how bullish this is. All right. Jokes aside, let's check our portfolio update. The 1K to 10K Grok portfolio is currently down $388, which is 38.8%. 0 assets are in the green, starting from the bottom. Fetch is down $63. Tishu said, yo, since you're a gamer, will you be getting the Gabe Cube? I will not. I was never a GameCube guy, and I also just own a PC. So, it is what it is. 3 days still bearish. Why is my 15-minute pumping, man? I don't like this. I closed my long. Stop it. It needs to relax. Okay, Fetch is down 63. Aptos is down 52. Proppy's down 47. Render is down 42. Ondo's down 42. Shib is down 42. Ada's down 35. Doge is down 33. Near is down 20. And Sol is down 17. Interesting. Very interesting. The meme coin portfolio. Oh no. Gosh dang it. I knew that that was going to happen. I forgot to do that this on this day. Go to portfolio, bro. Yes, meme coin portfolio. Okay, back to business. I'm blind. Okay. G Immortal said, how's Litecoin this much strong? We will check in a moment, my friend. Tishu said, nice, you know what I'm talking about, LOL. Everybody's talking about it for some reason. Okay, meme coin portfolio is down 521, which is 52.1%, which is crazy. None of these assets are in the green. Starting from the bottom, GigaChad is down 67. Oh, I'm sorry, 167. Snek is down 126. Pepe is down 97. Whiff is down 72. And Doge is down 61. Tom Sellerscote said JP Morgan said today the bottom is 94K and 170 early next year. Interesting. What a stupid thing to say. Why would they say that? Not that I trust them, but hey, hopium. That is hopium. But I don't like them saying that because that sounds like a Jim Cramer. The narrative portfolio is currently down. What is the narrative portfolio? This is the only one that was 500. So this baby is down 132, which is like 26%, right? Or is it 70? 26 is 26%. STX go all the way down to 0.2. I don't know. We'll check in a moment. Anyways, this portfolio is made up of one meme coin, one artificial intelligence coin, one decentralized physical infrastructure coin, one real world asset coin, and one gaming coin. And it was absolutely killing it once upon a time. There is still one asset in the green in this bad boy. The rest are in the red. Starting from the bottom, Fetch is down 51, VChain is down 43, Pepe's down 30, Mana is down 26, and Tau is up 16. And then last but not least, we've got the perfect entry portfolio, which we should have put in quotations. It's also equally as decimated as everything else. Perfect entry portfolio is currently down 328, 32.8%, which I guess isn't too bad. None of the assets are in the green. Starting from the bottom, Avalanche is down 55, Render's down 48, Squeeze down 43, Pith is down 41, Graph is down 37, Ondo's down 35, Crow is down 26, Soul is down 23, ETH is down 18, and Link is down 7. Interesting. Tom Sellerscote said it's so bad to look at. I don't actually know anything about that asset. STX? Is that it? What is that? Is that a stupid question? Seagate? 20 cents? Are you talking about the crypto? This is just a hard drive. Pigrig9 said, why is it called perfect entry? So the perfect entry portfolio we built during every crash. Every time Bitcoin went down a little bit and everyone was freaking out. They were going, oh my gosh, Bitcoin's going to zero. It's over. Then we added one asset to the portfolio. And we had the entire community vote on the assets. We'd pick 4 in the chat. Whoever, like 4 separate people sounded off one asset at a time. Those were the 4 in the poll. And then we'd vote on them. And the community would vote and pick what asset. And we'd put $100 into that asset and add it to the portfolio. And sometimes the picks were days apart. Sometimes the picks were weeks apart. But every significant dip you see on Bitcoin leading up to, I guess, the peak, we added to. Probably here, probably here, probably here, probably here, probably here, probably here, probably here. I don't know. What? Just count 10 times. It's 10 dips. There were 10 dips where we added an asset at a time. That's why. And I think that we maybe screwed up waiting or not waiting. We should have been a little more stingy with our dips. Tisha said, that's what it used to do. Yes. What are we talking about here? Okay, stacks is at 36. I'm going to start from up here. Tisha said, I'm sorry to hear that, Tom Sellerscote. I was able to get a good return on it. I sold most between $2 to $3. I think maybe I have told you before. I still hold some though. Tom Selleck Scout said it's an ironic portfolio because we bought them all at the top. It was the perfect entry. It is quite ironic, isn't it? I will say we didn't buy them all at the top. To your guys' credit, I'm gonna blame you guys because it's your portfolio. The only one that was bought at the top was Avalanche. Everything else was fine. They just happen to be a little overinflated, I suppose, by comparison. The narrative portfolio really is holding up the best. This is still holding up the best, which is awful because Fetch is one of the assets, and this thing got just shredded into the trash. VeChain is also in there. Those are the two worst performers. Everything else looks relatively decent. Tau somehow carrying the entire thing. Tom Selleck Scout. Yep. Tishu said stacks. Tom Selleck Scout said it should have pumped with Bitcoin, but I don't know why it didn't. That's the problem is people make assumptions, including myself, with certain assets, and we all end up screwed. But we just have to be patient to get unscrewed, and the unscrewing feels much better because we make money. Tishu said, that's what it used to do. Yes. Tom Selleck Scout said, why did not buy the crashes? Because if we did now, would be the buy time. Exactly. Oh no, we did. We bought the dips. That was the thing. We bought the dips. Crashes is different. We could make a crash portfolio. We should maybe we should make a it's over portfolio. But we'll do that. I guess we'll do that if we close tomorrow under the 50. If tomorrow closes under the 50, we will make a crash portfolio. And then we'll have 5 to go through. What do you guys got? Oh yeah, we got to do our giveaway. So I'm giving away a perp NFT, and it is based on. Where is it based on? This bad boy right here. Bam. I minted a good chunk of them on mint day, and it was a ton of fun. Very exciting stuff. I don't know. It was exciting. It was a cool experience. So I'm giving one of them away, and all the participants. We got 47 of them, it seems. Maybe a little bit less, like 45. We'll call it 45. I'm going to draw based on all these replies, people who subscribe to the channel. So if you guys saw an uptick in subscribers, that's why. We got probable spam as well, which is exciting. I don't know why they're probable spam. That's kind of messed up. They get labeled as spam for no reason. People recognize said I would like to follow the crash account, but I have the DCA. My loss is down. Right. Tom Selleck said, please, no more portfolios, sir. I'm tired. It's too bad. Well, that's too damn bad. I'm tired of digging, Grandpa. All right. We got the link copy and X pick a winner. Let me get rid of this bad boy. Paste. Reply anyone that's replied, and I gotta obviously verify their reply and make sure that it's an actual proper reply. To activate picking a winner from like and or retweet. Pick a winner. Okay, so it's just anyone that's replied. There's gonna be one winner. They have to follow me. And I have to press enter after each username. Okay. Optional profile image. They have to have a profile image. I think that's fair, right? If you don't have a profile picture, then why are you on X? You know what I mean? I feel like that's fair. Followers. Yeah, this bugs me. I don't want anyone with less followers. It's not gonna be a problem. So here we go. Pick a winner. Here we go. 10%, 42%. Not enough eligible entries. What? What are you talking about, bro? I am so confused. Do we have to manually pick a winner? Great. There's a ton of entries. Tweet URL. Not enough eligible entries. I don't know what that means. Okay, I'm going to get rid of the must follow thing. Maybe that's the problem. Pick a winner. Not enough eligible entries. I don't know what's happening. Profile image. I'm gonna get rid of that too. That's optional. Pick a winner. Okay, this must be broken. Hang on, let me find a different one. Free X Twitter giveaway picker. Let's try this one. Okay, I'm gonna try this one. I guess I'll accept the stupid cookies. Links, rules, blah, blah, blah. Previous giveaways. I'm not gonna make a post. Pick a random winners from your retweets and replies. What? I don't even know how to use this one. Never mind. Ask Grok what it means. No, it's a waste. Twitter picker. Free giveaway picker. Twitter picker has been shut down. What is going on, man? I might have to manually enter all these names into a wheel. Let's try this broken X picker again. Okay, please go to this tweet and support by it. Nope. Maybe that's why it's not working. Tom Lee said, oh, hi, everyone. What's going on, Tom Lee? How you doing, my friend? We're trying to pick a winner for this stinking giveaway. Apparently, everything's broken. Oh, paste. Okay, so I told everyone. Okay, hang on. Follow me, like this post. So I guess I can just pick the likes. 80. No, there's 88 likes. There's more likes than there are replies. I gotta go on replies. Pick a winner. No, not enough eligible entries. That doesn't make any sense. One winner count must follow. Optional. Blah, blah, blah. It's broken, man. It's broken. Pick Rick 9 said I can't find it. Oh, I have to fix the link on YouTube. Shoot. Okay. Well, that's annoying. Pickle Rick, if you want to actually find me on X, it's right here. It's no longer the original URL. It's actually JJ Cryptic Corner. I gotta go fix that. My bad. All right. I don't know how to pick a winner now. I'm kind of bothered. Bitcoin's getting a little pumpy though. It's exciting stuff. We got 95, 943, and 84 cents. Pick a winner from my post on X. Online giveaway tool, blah, blah, blah. WASC. Let's see if this guy works. Free Twitter comment picker and giveaway tool. Okay, let's try this one. We're just going to keep trying these until they work. Copy. Paste. Scan. Got it. Number of people attending the sweepstakes, 49. Number of minimum mention, 1. Number of winner, 1. Okay, there's 49. Sure, I'll take it. Find winners. Scarlet. Very cool. I don't know who the hell Scarlet is. Let's go find Scarlet. Do I find her in the post? I should probably click on the actual right one, correct? Okay. Very cool, Scarlet. I'm assuming you're not watching, but I'll send you a DM as soon as I prove that you actually reply to the thing and that the website isn't. There we go. Very cool. Okay. I'm going to screenshot this. All right. And post it. All right. Thank you, everyone, for participating. And what do we got now, guys? Anybody got anything? Little bounce, maybe. Definitely not a pump. Drummer said it's not JJ Feet Picks anymore. No, I changed it. We had a slight career change. We had a little pivot. Pickle Rick said I can't find you. You link said, oh yeah, let me fix that right now because I can. Yeah, I changed my handle or whatever it's called, my Twitter handle. Edit video. And follow me on X. Whoops. Paste. Save. All right, that should be updated now. Thank you for, I guess, informing me. For some reason, I completely forgot to do that. Did you guys see the thumbnail? That stupid post on X. Atish, you said earlier, you said, yo, what happened to STXTA? You just dismissed it. Shake my head. I didn't see that, actually. Oh, I do see it right there. I was doing the giveaway, man. I feel like Tishu's a little needy. All right. STXTA. There's too many letters in that sentence. That's annoying. Wow. Okay, so we got Scamwick numero uno, Scamwick numero doso. That's definitely how you say two in Spanish. We've got, let me go to the big time frame, see if I can find times or points of confluence at these price levels. That's exactly what I'm looking for. Weekly is probably a little too intense. Let's go daily. Okay, so we've got a bottom. We've got some resistance-ish. Yeah, I'm going to go right there. We've got, more resistance. There's not enough confluence where we're at. Saeed said, which is D indicator below RSI? That is Fu Manchu Cipher B divergences right here. Fu Manchu Cipher B plus divergences. 21.9 thousand, I don't know, users. So STX volume's not bad. You do see a decline over time. Huge spike, smaller spike, smaller spike, really, really small spike. And those do, well, no, this is a pump. This one's a huge spike. What is that one? That one's also a pump. This one's a dump. Interesting. Hickoryck said, I was too late, but I found it and replied. All right. We've got 36.51 on the current price. I don't know. There was some support and resistance dance right here. I suppose we're at a midpoint in between your points of confluence. Between 29 and 43. What is that? Seven. So 29 plus 7, 36. And we're at 36.52. That's actually perfect. I'm going to go 36. Bam. I'm going to make this dotted line because this is a middle, like, point of confluence. You got top, bottom, and your center point, your midpoint, which is not really relevant, but sometimes the price reacts there for some reason. Your RSI is, it kind of looks like it's consolidating around the moving average, which is interesting because every time we see that happen, you do get a pop to the upside. I do kind of see a slowdown. I don't know what these scam dumps are, though. This is the only thing that's really concerning me about doing TA on this, is this crazy scam dump scenario. He said I started accumulating meth. Tom Lee, how long do you have to wait when you unstake your ETH to actually get it? And how is that liquid? I gave away some to kids on Halloween. My favorite was the weed one, when parents tried saying that there were edibles in their kids' Halloween. And everyone was like, lady, no one's giving away their expensive-ass edibles to your stingy-ass kids. That was good stuff. Let's see. We got a green dot on the momentum wave, then a red dot, which is kind of hidden. You can't really see it. It's right here. Right here. Red dot. Hard to see, but it is there. on Market Cipher, point at the downside right as we entered the midpoint. You got some indecisive candles, zoomed way the heck in on the daily. Current daily candle is green. Is it going to be a bottom? I'm liking the wicks right here, indicative of some buying pressure. I guess I don't like, we dumped like crazy, wicked back up. You had support, 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 break, resistance, midpoint, resistance again, and then continue to the downside. This is the peen of dumpiness. We don't like the peen of dumpiness. It is very unsightly and frightening. So it does look as if number go down post peen of dumpiness. Hold on. I gotta take a screenshot of that. I gotta make that into one of the emojis. That's a good one. Okay. So outside of that though, really, really short term, you are experiencing a green daily candle. Is that going to get a proper rebound? I don't know. You had a potential for an inverse head and shoulder here. It was fugly, but it was there. And you invalidated that. Usually when the invalidation occurs, it's pretty ugly. You have yet to enter oversold on the 4-hour time frame. You did get a bullish break over the moving average, which is good. If you can get one of these, then you could at least get a little rebound for your short-term price action. But you really got to work on getting above 43.12. Outside of that, downside target 29.18 before you get a reaction. You can only become so oversold, I suppose, before the price tries to do something less bearish. Bitcoin dominance 59.43. Pickwick 9 said no number go up. Unfortunately, no number go up. Since we're dancing around, I suppose, let's go mess with Grok. Do you think that crypto, Bitcoin, and altcoins are heading into a proper 12-month-long bear market? Or do you think the cycle is extended based on the business cycle rather than the typical 4-year cycle that everyone assumed Bitcoin's price followed? Let's see what Grok says with that crazy question. Liquidation heat map. I want to look at some more metrics. I want to look at Bitcoin monthly return. We've got, right now, Q4, we are down 16.43%, which is pretty intense. Pretty intense. Last time we got that, I'm going to go with 2018, minus 42. Wow, minus 42 is crazy. That was after a proper 2017 bull market, though. You got minus 42. So let's say that happened. Let's say we had plus 50, minus 11 for some reason, and then plus 29 and plus 6. This was the bull market. Q4 2024, Q1, 2, 3, 2025. That's your Bitcoin bull market. Q4 plus Q1, 2, and 3 of 2026 are going to be the bear market. That sucks. That sucks so bad. But I'm sure we'll be fine. Now, that being said, I suppose it doesn't have to be red the entire time. Check this out. 2017 bull market. 2018, you got red, red, green, red. So, who knows? And then after that, pretty significant green, followed by pretty significant red. I don't know. It's a mess. It's a jumbled mess. There's no rhyme or reason to any of this. It really is just random. Picklebrick9 said, okay, everyone got to go. Got some overtime to get tomorrow. Hell yeah, Picklebrick9. That's what I like to hear. Get that green. Get that dry powder. in preparation for the apocalypse. Appreciate you, my friend. Cheers. Happy Saturday. ETH quarterly returns is also interesting. Q4, 24% in the red, which is actually crazy. What's even crazier is Q1 minus 45%. ETH has been kind of destroyed this entire year. Like Q2 and Q3 were great, but Q1 and Q4 are just like completely trolling the entire asset, which is kind of hilarious. I think I'm going to take my family to the movies soon. Saeed said bye, sir. Take it easy, Pickle Brick. All right. See, there's nothing really to base it off of. We've never really had Q1 and then Q4. We've had Q1, Q3, and Q4. Q1, Q2, and Q4. So this, I suppose, leads me to believe that maybe Q1 2026 could also be red. I don't know. I'm kind of just spitballing at this point. We've got monthly returns. October, November. See, the last time October and November were both red was in 2018, which was a bear market. Look at this entire year was just devastation. And then 2019, you start to recover. And then you get a little more green. And then you get the most green right here. 2021 bull market. And then 2, 3, 4. Tom Lee said a red Q4 on ETH always gives us a green Q1. Exactly. But I think that we're beyond the whole history situation, because a Bitcoin all-time high always gives alts all-time high as well, and that has not happened yet, and everyone's insisting we're going into a bear market. My biggest thing, Tom Lee, I don't know if you were here earlier. This is one of my favorite things to point out right now. Bitcoin was doing great up until, what do you know, April 2nd, which was Liberation Day, aka Liquidation Day. Look at the volume. Volume's doing amazing. This whole time, volume looks awesome. Volume. It falls off a little bit, bear market, whatever, and then boom, gone. Literally zero volume now. We got little baby spikes recently. They're starting to slowly pick up, it seems, but it's still pretty gone. And look at the RSI too, dude. The RSI looks awesome. But anyways, all of that said, the volume's dried up from tariffs. And I'm not saying that tariffs have to go away in order for us to experience a proper market, but it seems like we are adjusting to this tariff situation. Look at that RSI consolidation. That's actually crazy. Teach, you said, will you follow the Bitcoin weekly close, specifically if it closed below the 50-week EMA, just like Jordan and Ben? What do you mean? Am I going to say that we're in a bear market? Probably. I think so. I think if Bitcoin, and Fahid pointed out that allegedly 2 weekly closes below the 50 is really bad. So maybe I'll lean on that goalpost movement just for my sanity, but I gotta go with history on this one. If we close below the 50, we're probably heading into a bear market. Now, I'm not going to try to convince you that it's going to be a multi-year bear market or even a 1-year bear market. I have no idea. But I do know that alts underperforming like that is going to be devastating to the altcoin market, because why would anyone want to buy altcoins when they perform like shit piss for the entirety of 4 years? You get, what, 2-3x returns? That's what Bitcoin gets, and Bitcoin's safer and a larger market cap. So why not just buy Bitcoin? I don't know. It's going to be interesting. But I'm also, I'm not going to fully lean into that and liquidate my portfolios. I'm just going to acknowledge the fact that, by definition, we'll probably enter a bear market, when in reality that bear market could just be a 1-month-long little situation on Bitcoin until we get back into the bull market. I'm not gonna, stick myself in this little box of like, oh, a bear market has to last 12 months and a bull market has to last 3 years, because I think that's silly. I think it's possible that the cycle is changing so much that the bull market and bear market are kind of like the stock market. Stock market, bear market is like minus 20%. You get a month or two, maybe 3 in that really red, crappy zone, and then you rebound and you enter the bull market again. Crypto's changed. It has. Institutional money, ETFs, all that stuff. Wall Street controls at least Bitcoin now. You can disagree all you want, but look at the price action. Look at all the institutional buys. Look at the lack of retail. Everything is completely different than it's ever been before. And it's because, in my opinion, Wall Street has entered the chat. And they're doing as much as they can to mess with everyone's head. I do like this. I really do like this RSI consolidation quite a bit. When's the last time we saw something like that? Was it this? That is entering the bear market. I don't know, man. I really don't know. We might get this. Let's do that, actually. Let's copy that fractal. Because this is that consolidation. And rebound, actually. You see? Look at that. The entire Bitcoin bear market right here. From top to bottom. October to December. Is that true? No, that's not true. I made that up. Forget I said that. Tisha said, what percentage chance do you give Bitcoin to get above, say, 103K tomorrow and close at least above the 50-week? I think, okay, so we got the 50-week simple moving average and 50-week exponential. I believe the simple is at like 101. So I'm going to go 101K. What percentage chance? We're at 95K right now. We would have to kind of see a miracle, if I'm being completely honest. I'm going to give it a 50-50. Because I'm an asshole. I don't know. I do find it odd that alts are reacting the way that they are this entire time. I think that alts have been different in a way that like Bitcoin's kind of pooping its pants, it seems, and alts don't seem to give a crap. You know? I don't know what that means, but it's definitely interesting to observe. But yeah, Bitcoin going from like 90, I'm going to call it 96. Bitcoin going from 96K all the way up to 101 within 24 hours. Less than 24 hours. 5%. I don't know. I don't know, man. Maybe I'll go 60-40, 60% that it does happen. Just because I think it'd be really funny. And the market maker likes to troll. And it would convince everyone that we're back. And then they can shred it to the downside again all next week. And make everybody open up short positions. And then do the same thing next Sunday. It does genuinely feel like maximum extraction. Now, while we're sitting here saying all of this on the 4-hour time frame, we do have a confirmed green dot at the pico bottom of the Bitcoin price from yesterday, which is very interesting. I did not notice that until just now. Tom Scout said, can happen, I1 cancel. Back in the day, we would call that move a mini pump. That's true. That is true. But yeah, we got a little green dot. We got a little green candle. Alts are a little green. And it is what it is. Tom Sellerscout said 100% if we get back up, it dumps right after. Oh, easily. Easily. The powers that be are going to put all their money in. It's going to close above. Everyone's going to freak out. They're going to go, oh my gosh, we're still in a bull market. They're all going to pile in. That guy's going to, you know, sell his load. Probably in a significant profit because everyone's going to crap their pants buying back in. And then it's going to go right back down to where it was. I think the odds of that happening are pretty high. Tisha said, that's what I hate about crypto, Tom Selleck. That's why you got to zoom out. It's so much easier if you just don't look. And I kind of hate that part because it ruins the fun, it seems. During the bull market, or during even just the bullish parts, watching the charts and realizing, doing the math in your head, you're like, oh my gosh, you know, even the percentage, just knowing like my portfolio is up 10% today, that feels awesome. That is the fun part. This is unfortunately not the fun part. We can have fun. We can still have fun, hang out, shoot the shit. You know, we can keep our minds on the market while keeping our eyes off of our bags. Or we can just talk about stocks. You know, we can pivot the conversation into other investments. I will say, I never thought I'd be the guy that enjoyed investing, but here I am. I thoroughly enjoy it. I really do. I think there's going to be a weird, I'm going to call it an awakening with all of this robotics and AI and people like losing their jobs to all this crap. There's going to be like some weird wake up scenario where people are going to want to hire these like human brand companies and small businesses and stuff like that. That's going to be a selling point, I think, very soon here. And it's going to be because like people are going to be like, my grandpa lost his job to a robot, or like my dad grew up working his whole life and then he got fired because of AI or some junk like that. So people are it's gonna be like very heavily influenced, and I think it's gonna be based entirely on income classes. Like lower and middle class is gonna favor the working man, but like I think half of the middle class, half like the upper middle class and upper class people are gonna favor the robotics and artificial intelligence for the fact that they're saving money and still getting the same job done, possibly a better job done. I don't know. I think we are heading into a weird world very quickly. The other side of that is people are so brainwashed on their damn phones. I don't know how many times I've avoided accidents this past week because people just don't pay attention while they're driving anymore. There's a weird transition phase happening in between driving while distracted or letting your car drive you and your car not knowing how to freaking drive. Let's go. It said, goddamn clankers taking our jobs. Tishu said, did you see the Russian AI robot falling on its face? LOL. No, I did not. I still feel bad for the robots, dude. The little stupid delivery ones getting hit by cars and like people kicking and bullying the dancing ones on the streets. I think that's messed up. But I also don't think people should lose their jobs. But it's not the robot's fault, you know what I mean? It's the company's fault. If the company sucks ass, you have to know who you're working for and plan accordingly. Sometimes companies suck ass and they favor profits over their employees. You know? I don't know. We live in a messed up world. We really do. And there's nothing we can do about it. Not a damn thing. Clankers taking our jobs. I'm probably going to play Detroit Become Human on the channel because I think that's going to become more and more relevant. People are going to freak out when that stuff starts to happen and they rediscover the game. They're going to go, oh my gosh, this game was ahead of its time. It's so realistic. And it is a great game. It really is. But I think we're getting there pretty dang close. It makes me think we live in a simulation. And that post of that guy calling the Bitcoin top to the exact date also makes me think we live in a simulation. It freaks me out. All right, let's see what Grok said. Bitcoin and the broader crypto market, including altcoins, are indeed showing clear signs of entering a bearish phase as of mid-November 2025, with Bitcoin dipping below 95K amid a broader sell-off that's erased over 20% from its October all-time high near 126,000. This isn't just noise, it's a technical break below key supports like the 365-day moving average, reigniting fears of a bear market regime, similar to the 30 to 40% drawdown seen in summer 2024 and early 2025. Altcoins have fared even worse, often amplifying Bitcoin's downside by 1.5 to 2x due to their high beta, with many down 40 to 60% from recent peaks as liquidity dries up and risk-off sentiment spreads from tech stocks. That said, I don't see this as a slam dunk for a full-blown 12-month crypto winter like 2018 or 2022. Here's my reasoning broken down. 1. The classic 4-year halving cycle feels off. Historically, Bitcoin's bull runs peak 12 to 18 months post-halving. April 2024 was the last one, followed by 1 to 2 years of pain. We're in 19 months now, and the October top aligned loosely with that timeline, hitting Fibonacci extensions 1618 from the 2022 bear market low that have capped prior cycles. But the data screams deviation. On-chain metrics like short-term holder realized price, 113K support, and MVRV ratios suggest room for bounces to 160K to 200K by late 2025, not immediate capitulation. Cycle repeat models overlaying past 1,458-day patterns also project volatility, but not a straight plummet. Community chatter on X echoes this split. Some call for an ABC corrective wave into 2026 bullish extension, while others bookmark 50% crash imminent for a proper bear. 2. Business cycle influence, the real cycle extender. You're spot on to flag this. Crypto's maturation, ETFs, institutional inflows outpacing supply 5 to 1 year to date, has decoupled it somewhat from pure halving mechanics, tying it to more global liquidity and macro tailwinds. The 4-year rhythm may be dead or at least diluted, as analysts argue, because liquidity matters more now. Post-election premium unwound in alts, but equities strength, S&P up 15% year to date, could drag crypto lower if rate cuts stall or recession fears mount. Macro headwinds, tech sell-offs, NASDAQ dip, correlate with Bitcoin's slide, and without fresh Fed easing, this feels like a liquidity crunch rather than a halving fatigue alone. Bullish offset, institutional demand, BlackRock ETFs, and mainstream adoption could cap downside at 60 to 80K, turning this into a 6 to 9 month pause rather than a multi-year bloodbath. In short, yes, the business cycle is extending or reshaping things. We're not in a vacuum. Global M2 growth and risk appetite will dictate if this bear regime lingers or fizzles by Q2 2026. My take, bear market incoming, but not the apocalypse. I lean towards a proper bear market kicking off now. Expect 30 to 50% downside for Bitcoin to 60 to 75K, and 60 to 80% for riskier alts over the next 6 to 12 months, driven by profit taking at cycle fib targets and macro squeeze. It's not the extended super cycle some hoped for, but the business cycle's influence means it won't mimic past nukes. Deeper liquidity and adoption should floor it faster, setting up a 2026 to 2027 rebound tied more to economic recovery than halvings. If you're positioned, hedge with stables or layer 1 blue chips, ETH, SOL. If sidelined, this dip is your entry for a long game. History shows bears birth the next bull. What's your play? Interesting. Tom Selkscoat said, well, what the F, Grok? Global liquidity keeps going up. I think that that's the point. I think that I actually really like this. I like this take a lot, which is very rare for me to like 90% of what Grok said. But I think that it's possible that we are entering a bearish phase in an overall bullish market, strictly based on dried up liquidity and the business cycle, the extended business cycle. There's a good 50, 60, 70% of people that insist that we're entering a bear market. Those people can go. The rest of us will stay. And that'll stave off a 30, 40, 50% chunk of what we would normally drop. I don't know. That's just a guess. Just throwing it out there. Cheers, guys. Appreciate you guys for joining me. Don't forget to smash the like button. Subscribe if you are new. Bitcoin, $95, $7.99, and 98 cents. We are chilling. It is currently 10:33 p.m. on Saturday evening. Very chill weekend. Chill vibes. Good time. I don't know. Yeah, I think Unfortunately, dream tanks might end up being right, and we might close below this line tomorrow. And we might get a little bit spicy. Don't base you selling your bags right now off of me saying that, though, because that'll make me feel bad if we rebound. And you listen to me having a little bit of recency bias. You know, do with that information what you will. Tishu said, interesting Zcash is holding. Zcash might be people's little hedge right now. That is interesting. I mean, it looks good. It looks cool. I like it. Maybe the alts will pump. Maybe Bitcoin's taking a little breather. Alts are going to fly off the handle. And then we will get a proper bear market in like 2-3 months. Who knows? Who knows? I think time is the most expensive part of all of this. Because we have to freaking wait. No matter what, we have to wait. And that's what sucks. But I'm going to continue to be here every single day for you guys. So make sure you spread the word. Spread the gospel. We'll try to get on time tomorrow for the daily close contest so you guys can have a chance to win up to $300. I think as of right now, though, I'm going to call it an evening. I appreciate you guys for sticking around. Don't forget to smash the like button on your way out. Happy Saturday and good night.